Welcome to Zero to Hero, the series where I'm going to start a brand new account, focus on building one deck on a weekly budget until I hit King of Games. So this is Season 1, Episode 1, and we're going to be looking at building the Harpies deck with a budget of 5,000 gems per week. So I've started a brand new account for this, and I'm going to break the video up into sections. So first of all, I'm going to show you my current situation, where I am. I've done a couple of days of just complete grinding to get as many gems as I can. I wanted to at least have 10,000 before I began the series, just so I had like 2 weeks worth of gems ready to go. Then we're going to go on to the pack opening with our first lot of 5,000 gems. Then we'll do the deck building segment. Then we'll do the duels, and then we'll do the breakdown. So I'll show you my win-loss, how many times I bricked with the deck, and then the plans moving forward on what packs I intend to open to help improve the deck. So by all means, feel free to let me know in the comments what cards you think I should pursue in order to make the deck more consistent to hit that King of Games sooner, and I'll be looking to do probably about 20 duels a week. So join me on this ride as we begin our Zero to Hero journey, starting with Harpies. So as you can see, I'm currently stage 15 of Duel World, and I have Seto Kaiba level 20, Joey Wheeler level 2, My Valentine level 18. I'm actually ranking her up now to get some cards out of her. Windstorm of Atakwa is a really good free-to-play card to start off with, and then we got Tia Gardner, which is level 1. I have unlocked all of the other worlds as well, but I haven't done anything with those characters yet. I just wanted to get them unlocked so that I open myself up to more gem avenues, essentially, because every character has about 2,000 to 2,500 gems, depending on what level they can go up to. But there's a lot of gems here to get, so I won't be spending any money in this series whatsoever. And I have completed the first bingo sheet of Mokuba, and that is to get the free enemy controller. So I have also looked at and completed a lot of the duel trials. So all of level 1 and 2 of the duel quiz have all been completed. I've yet to do level 3 just because of time, because these do take bloody ages to get through. So you can see there, duel quiz level 3, not done any of those. So there's a load of gems I can get. And the loner deck duels, I've completed all of these. Now these took absolutely hours to do, but there's so many gems that you can get there. I think it's 30 gems per deck. You might as well do them because it's a great way to build yourself up to 10,000 gems. Now, I am doing this a little bit out of order. I have recorded the pack opening separately, which is why you can see I've got 5,794 gems. I've already done the pack opening, which I'll move on to now. 5,000 gems, we're going to go through the box once. If we get all the cards we need and we have leftover gems, then maybe we'll go into a different box to see what else we can pull. So let's just get straight into it. I haven't got any of the cards at the moment. We're just going to do 5,000 gems this week, maybe 5,000 gems the next week, and then just keep on going and see how we get on until we reach King of Games. So, first 10 packs, here we go. I'm not going to open every pack individually. Okay, not a great start. We haven't hit any of the cards that we want. Cyber Harpy Lady will be good to begin with. And let's see what else we got. Nope, nothing there. That's not a great start, but here we go. And, oh god, that is awful. Okay, so we got one Hysteric Party. That's not so bad. One Harpy Lady Elegance, okay. And that seems to be it. Next 10. Finally, Harpy Perfumer. That's a good card, thank God. We finally got one. And let's move on to the next 10. There we go. Cyber / Harpy Lady. Amazing. And what else have we got? Wow, 3 of these bad boys. That's not going to come in handy. Okay, not so bad. Ooh, that's looking good. Oh, nice. Okay, Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack. It's not so bad. We could use that with Harpies Pet Dragon. So that might be a build that we try to go for to begin with. And then Hysteric Sign. We got 3 of these now. That's awesome to begin with. And then we've got 5 of these bad boys. Not that we're going to run 5. Okay. Ooh, Lightning Vortex. Amazing. Hang on, Mac. That's such a good card. Maybe we could look to run a deck like that in the future. And Digosto Emerald. That's really good. It's going to come in handy, I think. Just for, again, extra monsters on board if we run the normal Harpy Lady monster. Okay. And we've got 40 packs left. Let's see how we get on. God damn. Ooh, Harpy Channeler. Fantastic. Okay. So what have we got left to pull now out of this? Harpy Harpist. Okay. Alright. Nearly there now. If we pull this in the next 10, I'll be very happy. Oh, god damn. Alright. Let's keep going, so we need that. Oh. The gods are against me. Alright, we're doing it. Here we go. There we are. Alright, I probably could have done that a little bit better. Where I have my bulk settings. Let's see what my bulk settings are on at the moment. Doesn't matter, it's not the end of the world. So there we go, 5,000 gems spent. We've now got 1 of each of every single ultra rare and super rare card from this box. So just before we go into our deck profile, I want to have a look at the card options I have available with my tickets. And I do have a skill ticket as well, which I'm probably going to be using. So the skill I'm going to be unlocking is with my Valentine. That is the Harpies Hunting Ground, because I think that's probably one of the better skills to use. So I'm going to be getting that. Nice and easy. Boom, job done. There are 2 cards that I want to get for my as well, 2 spell cards from the rare section. Well, yeah, the rare section. And they are, where are they? Here they are. So Harpies Feather Rest. So target 3 Harpy Lady monsters, 3 Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady sisters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. And if you control a level 5 or higher Harpy monster, which is that high Cyber Harpy / Synchro one, whatever his name is, I've forgotten, and then you can draw 2 cards instead. So that is quite nice. So I think 2 of them seem to be the optimal amount. So we'll get those. And then we'll be looking at an ultra rare and a super rare card. Now, there are so many to choose from, but I kind of know what I want already. Being able to bounce back an opponent's monster is brilliant, and I think doing that at a time that you choose is going to be the best. So I think a quick play spell is going to be the best option for us. And one of the best quick play spells I personally think is, if I can minimize that, where are you? Is Forbidden Lance. There's a couple of others. If we just kind of restrict it to quick play spells only, there are some decent options. Cosmic Cyclone is a great card for back row, but at the moment we're kind of facing a real combo heavy monster meta, so I want to be able to address that and have a card I can play at any time. If your opponent has no back row, then Cosmic is useless. So Forbidden Lance is my pick, I think, because you can use it aggressively, defensively, and pretty much at any time you have a monster on the field, this card is alive. So you can bounce back an opponent's monster, whether that monster is face up or face down, so you can enable a lot of OTKs. So that's the card I'm going to be going for. Many of the others are not particularly that good, so I'm going to be going with that. And going on to our dream ticket for the super rare. Same logic again, I think, to be honest. I'm going to be looking primarily at quick play spells, because a lot of the monster cards that we want to optimize our deck is already in the new mini box, so we don't really need to worry about that. So I can see that Forbidden Chalice is there. That's probably the card I'm going to be getting, but I'm having a quick glance at all the others, and there isn't anything that's jumping out at me. This card could be pretty good, Offerings to the Doomed, but again, losing the draw phase is just huge, and I hate that, so I don't really want to do it. And I've got 2 enemy controller, not that I would ever use it on that anyway. So I'm going to be going for Forbidden Chalice. And there we go. So now we'll be looking at our deck building and see what deck we can come up with. Okay guys, so here we are with the deck profile. First things first, the skill is Harpies Hunting Ground. I was able to get this with the skill ticket that I had available. So Harpies Hunting Ground, whenever a Winged Beast monster is summoned or normal summoned or special summoned, you target 1 spell trap on the field and destroy it. It's not optional, so you have to destroy a spell trap card. Unfortunately, you don't get the choice. So going on to the monster lineup, I'm running 1 Harpy Lady Sisters, 1 Harpy Channeler, 1 Harpy Harpist, 1 Harpy Perfumer, 2 of the Cyber Harpy Lady, 1 Harpy Lady, and then 2 Strike Ninja. So I've only got 1 each of the super rare Harpy Lady cards, so they're just mandatory at this point, to be honest. Channeler is the best card in the deck, and I will definitely be aiming to get more of her. So, Harpy Lady Sisters is not particularly good, but it's an elegant egotist target, which is why I'm running it. Strike Ninja, I don't have any other monsters that I can really put in the deck at the moment, so I've only got 7 Harpy Lady cards that I can use. So I'm running 2 Strike Ninja, not because of the effect, but because I'm able to go into this Blade Armor Ninja monster here. It's very rarely going to come up, but it's just another option if we're late in the game and I'm struggling to kind of get that extra damage on board. But again, not going to come up very much. The spell lineup now, so we've got Forbidden Lance, Lightning Vortex, 2 enemy controller. So Forbidden Lance is a defensive card, an aggressive card, much like enemy controller as well. So that's why it's so good, because it combos really well with Cyber / Harpy Lady, being able to bounce the monster back as well. And then 1 Lightning Vortex, because I don't have any more. I would only really run 2 of this if I had a second, maybe, but we'll see what comes up. This just helps get rid of monsters that can't be targeted, such as Lunalight Cat Dancer, Lunalight Saber Dancer, whichever one it is. And then finally, the Harpy cards. 3 Hysteric Sign. This combos really well with Harpies Hunting Ground. When it is destroyed during the end phase, you can add 3 Harpy cards from your deck to your hand, so it really helps fuel your hand for the next turn. 1 Harpy's Feather Rest. Target 3 Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. But if you control the level 5 or higher Harpy monster, you can draw 2 cards instead. So that is really good, but we're quite low on Harpy cards at the moment, so running 2 of that would just be a dead card, I think. So I'm only running 1 at the moment, but as I get more Harpy cards, I'll probably bump this up to 2, because being able to draw 2 is just nuts. And then finally, Elegant Egotist. I am level 21 with Mai, which is how I've got 3 of these. So 1 is in the starter deck and 2 is in the level up rewards. So this just helps me get an extra monster on board, because my Harpy Lady lineup is just so small that I need all the help I can get. So I'm basically running 6 Elegant Egotists, thanks to Hysteric Sign. And then 7 if you consider Harpy Perfumer as well, being able to add it to the hand. So quite a few options are available. And then in the extra deck, we're running Cyber / Harpy Lady. It's the best card in the deck. When a spell, trap, or effect of them is activated, you can target 1 monster you control, your opponent controls, and return it to the hand. It's really, really good. Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack. I haven't got Harpy's Pet Dragon, so I can't make this at the moment, but I'm just filling out my extra deck with what I can. Blade Armor Ninja, I've already gone through that. Number 12, Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja. I can't actually make this at the moment, so it's just filler. And then finally, Digusto Emerald. It really helps in the late game. Target 3 monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck and draw 1 card. Or target 1 non-effect monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. That is the reason I'm running 1 Harpy Lady instead of a 3rd Cyber Harpy Lady. So just to kind of get an extra monster on board, maybe a little bit of extra damage. It might come up at some point, but it might be a card that I drop in future episodes. But that is a deck profile. Just looking at my card pool as well, as you can see, I'm very light on the ground at the moment with the cards that I actually do have. Being a brand new account, I've not gone into any of the packs. I've not really leveled up any of the other characters other than Kaiba. So you can see now that my card pool itself is just, barely existent. I haven't got any or many other cards to use. I did unlock the Forbidden Chalice with my Dream Ticket, the SR Dream Ticket, and I will potentially use this in future. It's just at the moment I'm trying to maximize consistency, so it's one of the cards I had to drop in order to fill up with more Harpy cards. And the only other trap that I was considering, really, maybe two of them, was Metal Morph to help with Blue Eyes matchup. Being able to kind of gain a huge amount of attack is really useful. And also Spiritual Wind Art Miyabi, tribute one wind monster and target one card your opponent controls, place it on the bottom of the deck. It is very helpful. However, if I get a monster on board, I want it to stay there. I don't really want to be tributing it off. So, you know, I've already got enemy controller, which will be doing that anyway. So that's not a card I want to run at this time. So this is a deck I'm going with. It's duel time now, so I wanted to get all 20 duels in this video. But, I mean, the video is going to be about an hour long if I did them all at normal speed. So I just thought I'd speed it up, cut out the parts that weren't really necessary, and just talk through the gameplay. So realistically, in every single game, we're trying to get Cyber/Harpy Lady onto the field as quickly as possible, purely because she's able to bounce monsters back, be it your own or your opponent's, whenever a spell trap is activated. It's really, really good. Can be quite a difficult monster to out, actually, as you can see. In a lot of the early games in Rookie and Bronze, a lot of people are not really familiar with this type of card, considering how new it is. And I think a lot of people around the bottom sort of end of the ladder are quite inexperienced. So you might see quite a few misplays, a few disconnects, perhaps a few people surrendering and stuff like that. So you can see there, I'm just ranking up through 20 games we're going for. So I am skipping out a few little bits. As you can see, Cyber/Harpy Lady just appears on the field. The combo, it takes a few, like maybe a minute to get through, and that just adds up on time. So I just kind of wanted to speed it up. What you'll notice a lot of the time is Harpy's Hunting Ground is getting destroyed on my first turn. That is something I thought would happen, but it's quite frustrating actually, because without it, we don't really have much to deal with our back row, or their back row, sorry. And this deck I thought was quite funny, because he summons, I think it's left leg of the Forbidden One, and he managed to attack me directly with it because I just bricked so hard. But again, he was summoning his Exodia pieces onto the field, so I don't really know what he was intending to do to win. But there we go. Again, it's just down to the experience of some players. So, yeah, I think we're on win number 6 or 7 by now. I'm not really sure where we are because it's going through so quickly. But my harder matchups are definitely Blue Eyes, but sometimes people just don't open the right cards. So there's a few things you're noticing as you go through. We're very, quite consistent actually, a little bit more consistent than I anticipated. But there's definitely room for improvement in the deck, which I'm kind of noticing, especially with Blue Eyes decks. As you can see here, anything over 2600 is a bit of a nightmare to get over at the moment. And Blue Eyes decks are particularly powerful, but also very common. So I think as we start to rank up through the Silver, Gold, Platinum, Legend, we're going to see a lot more Blue Eyes decks. So I think we really, really need to kind of factor that into decisions on how we build the deck going forward. One of the things I'm definitely looking for is more consistency. But my 20 duel run went quite well for me. So I was quite happy actually with how it went. Altogether, it's about 55 minutes worth of gameplay that I had to like trim down to 5 minutes. I'll probably post the duels in shorts throughout the week if people were interested in seeing them in full. But just for time constraints, I just wanted to get it trimmed down as much as possible. The main combo line really is getting a Harpy monster onto the field, an Elegant Egotist in hand. There's 7 ways to get Elegant Egotist, and making Cyber/Harpy Lady as quickly as possible. And that is pretty much how you rely on winning more commonly. One of the more interesting duels is the final one at the end actually, which we'll get to when it comes up. But there's no real notable duels. It was kind of a bit of a mix match of types of decks that people were playing. Some were just all over the place, like this one here is running the Ra's Disciple, which it doesn't really do anything if you're not running an Egyptian God card. So with a Bronze 6 at the moment, so we're just flying through the ranks. Ultimate Providence, that really hurt at that point, but you could kind of see that he had it based on the hourglass that was spinning at the top of the screen. There wasn't anything happening, and then as soon as I activated a monster effect, it was waiting on him to respond with something. So it was fairly obvious, but I just kind of wanted to get it out the way just so I could move on and just win the duel. So Econ Take is just a nuts card. As you can see there, just took his card for game, just attacked him directly with it. and I think this is the 18th duel here, so that's why Forbidden Lance is so good. I can use it on my own monster and bounce back one of their cards, and that's why I love it. So here we go, Mayakashi. This is one where you were just synchro summoning, I think maybe 4 or 5 times in the game, in one turn even. So he's just flying up through there. So he's constantly synchro summoning, but this highlights one of the main problems with the deck at the moment, is once Cyber/Harpy Lady is gone, if you can get it back, that's fine, but it's also very hard to continue playing once it leaves the field. As you can see here, this is my 3rd loss. Okay guys, so now our duels are finished. We're just going to go through some statistics. So first of all, out of 20 games, I had 17 wins and 3 losses, 14 games with an opening combo and about 6 without, I think. The kind of definition of that was varying as I was playing. My version of a combo was being able to open with Cyber/Harpy Lady my turn 1, and 3 games were 1-turn kills and 2 connection failed. So I was kind of expecting a few wins to begin with, because a lot of the people who play in the rookie and bronze rank are fairly new to the game and not that experienced, but the deck did a lot better than I thought it was going to actually. There were quite a few games, as you saw, where I would have bricked, and when you're in the platinum or even the legends rank, those games where you brick are definitely going to result in losses. So there's quite a few positives, but also a few negatives about the deck as well. So if your opponent just sets 1 and passes, the chances are you are able to OTK them quite easily. It can rip apart back row, go in second. 3 pops is not unusual, so you probably would have seen that in the gameplay as well. There is good consistency actually in multiple copies of the Hysteric Sign and the Elegant Egotist. With the Harpy Perfumer, there's 7 copies to get, well, 7 ways to get to Elegant Egotist, so that often allows for synchro and XYZ plays. Now the only 2 I was regularly going into was Digusto Emerald and Cyber/Harpy Lady. The others were just not used at all, but this is going to help going forward. It's very consistent as it is, a lot more consistent than I was expecting, but if we can increase that consistency, then we're going to have a very good run, I think. So bouncing monsters back is a real good effect, not being able to get off destruction effects with certain cards. So bouncing monsters back to the hand is very useful, especially if they have extra deck monsters. Being able to bounce those back to the extra deck is huge. So for example, the White Stone of Ancients is amazing, being able to bounce that back to the hand, because sending it to the graveyard is going to result in them filling up their board with Blue Eyes White Dragon cards, which is a nightmare to deal with at the moment. It's very fun to play as well. I actually really liked playing this deck. I've played a number of decks over my time playing Duel Links, and this is one of the more enjoyable ones. Now it is new, which is probably why I'm enjoying it so much, but the combos aren't majorly long. They don't take ages to do, and it's quite fun being able to bounce back opponents' cards, being able to get a lot of card advantage. So I'm really enjoying it at the moment. And you're able to see Cyber/Harpy Lady in a lot of games, so I'm looking to get it out in every single game, but I was able to get it out in almost all of them, which is really good. So moving on to the negatives now. Any disruption this deck absolutely falls to at the moment. That's mainly because of the consistency that I have, although it is consistent again in Elegant Egotist. If I don't open any of the Harpy monsters, then I'm pretty much in a losing position. The field spell gets immediately destroyed going first, so Harpy's Hunting Ground, if I go first and I summon a Harpy's monster, this card is getting destroyed, but going second is really good, so I think the positives outweigh the negatives on the skill. Blue Eyes is a really hard matchup at the moment. I think that with an extra copy of Lightning Vortex and getting more copies of Harpy Channeler and Harpy Harpist and Harpy Perfumer, we're going to be able to increase our likelihood of winning, but at the moment it's one of the decks that I seem to be losing to quite consistently. Although it was only 2 games I lost to them, I think going forward, if our consistency doesn't increase, we're probably going to see more losses than we do wins. If we lose Cyber/Harpy Lady, because we've only got 1 copy at the moment, it's big. Losing it is, you know, we feel that impact. If we're not able to recur it with Digusto Emerald, we pretty much lose the duel. Late game, we can run out of steam, which is why Digusto Emerald is so important. But if this gets interrupted, then we are running out of resources very quickly, and based on the statistics of 14 games with combo, 6 without, we're opening a brick hand 33% of the time, so that's pretty bad. So going forward, I think first of all we need to focus on the consistency of the deck. So we need more Channeler, more Harpist, and more Perfumer. Getting another Cyber / Harpy Lady would be good. And then once we've increased the consistency to a good level, I think we need to get more tech options in our extra deck. So maybe number 17, Malevolent Sin, Steel Swarm Roach, and that'll just help us have more utility against a wider variety of decks. So that's what I think we need to do going forward. Let me know what you think I need to do to improve the deck. Maybe maybe Harpy Lady number 3 to get that 300 attack boost. But let me know, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheerio!